Are you okay? What's up? You all right? Okay, we'll talk about it later, okay? Take a deep breath. I think definitely Sarah's coming and probably a couple other people. Nice Christmas tree.
Hello.
We don't have to see you. It's okay. I know you're
Okay.
there.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay.
I think Sarah's coming, but we'll just admit her when she comes. It's just you and me and Katrina right now. So I'll have a seat and start breathing. So let's take a seat. Let's take a seat in Thunderbolt. I'm just trying to move my mat to be more in line with you guys. Okay. So let's take a deep breath and look straight forward and straighten the spine. Take a drishti right in front of your eyes and then see if you can breathe in 10 counts and out 10 counts, nice and even. Really feeling like letting the pelvis have that natural rotation, because you'll feel that sweet spot where you feel like you're floating on top of your legs. Try it one more time, breathing in 10 counts and out 10 counts. See if you can make it really slow. See if you can make a noise through the front of your throat, Ujjayi breath, just for a second when you do it one more time, the 10 counts in and 10 counts out. And then we'll take our fingers and do our alternate nostril breathing for a second, breathing in. You can close your eyes and just feel yourself floating on top of the hips in that nice good spot there. Your body should have good digestion in this position. Then just put the hands on the heart for a second and breathe in. Breathe out. And then take your head to one side. And you can use your arm if you want. It's up to you. And when you're done, go to the other side. Here comes Sarah. Hi, Sarah. And go ahead and do a half circle down and around to the side. Looking to the side. And finishing that up. Let's do one more breathing technique for Sarah since she just came in, and take a step or a little scoot back on your mat. Make a nice flat spine and go ahead and breathe in. You have to stop your hands whenever you can't breathe in anymore, and then breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe in. And breathe out. Excellent job. Go ahead and take a forward fold over your Indian style lotus, whatever you want to be in. And rolling up. Go ahead and take a bigger arch than we did the first time. We were just using our head before. Now we're using our whole side of our body, looking up to the ceiling, breathing. And to the other side. And go ahead and take a twist to the side with your upper body. And then go ahead and put your opposite arm as laid down on that knee and just look over your shoulder and take a deep breath. And coming back to straight arms all the way around to the other side. You're going to take 3 deep breaths on this side. Go ahead and hold that knee with your hand if you want, and go over your shoulder. Breathe Nice straight back. And go ahead and take your legs out long in front of you. Take a deep breath up. See if you can hear your breath, like Ujjayi breath. Straight spine, hold your breath for a second. And stretch over. See if you can straighten out that spine and have a flat back for a second before you come up, since you had a curved back before. Come up slowly and flex and point your feet. You can do one foot on, one foot off. Okay. And let's come back to our knees, like we were in Thunderbolt before, but this time let's keep our toes down. And breathe. And come on up to your knees. Make sure you got me. We'll put our hands in the back of our low back, and we're gonna breathe in and look up. And breathe out and look down. Stretch that neck out. And a few more times. Keep going. One more time. And come down to your tabletop. Sorry, distracted Sarah's been coming and going. And go into a, no worries, Sarah. Go ahead and go into a, yeah, it's that kind of day. It's a little crazy, the day today. Go ahead and go into your C curve and side to side, and just look at it and make sure your breathing is going in rhythm with it. We've got this great Indian pop that we're moving to right now. And cat cow. Make sure your wrists are right underneath your shoulders. Breathing. Okay, we should be a little more warmed up now. We're gonna go back into a camel for a second and take 3 deep breaths if you can. Go into it slowly. Make sure you're stretching slowly. Keep the weight over the knees. And go ahead and find a wide-legged child's pose for a second, not too long. But relax. And come on back to your tabletop. Keep breathing and take one leg back, stretching that hamstring. Bring it up, heel to the ceiling. It's off the ground. Take the opposite arm up. Surya Churya, I believe. Sun and moon. And then breathe in as your elbow comes to your knee. Breathe out as your elbow comes away from your foot. Do that 2 more times. And hold it. Keep that back straight. Everything's facing the floor. And then go ahead and put your hand down and bring your leg to the side. See if you can do that. See if you can leave it up for a second and then take it down. And we will go to the side in a rainbow and look up. Breathe. Go ahead and bring yourself up slowly using those core muscles. We're gonna go to the other side. Take this leg down. Look up and breathe. We're gonna come back to the other side again into half moon, half moon. So bring your knee to the side of your mat. Come on down with the hand. Bring that leg up again. See if you can lift it for a little bit without getting a cramp like I do. And breathe, looking up at the ceiling. 3 deep breaths. Keep the toe pointed towards the computer. And then see if you can bring it around, your whole torso around the front and back for a second. You should be in half warrior 3 for a sec, just for fun. Keep your hands down, or you can bring one of your hands back up again. And then go ahead and rest it. Come into your first downward facing dog of the evening and walk out your dog. Stretch that back, all the way back, heels down, filling your head long with your arms. Nice big stretch. You can put your butt side to side if you need to. Put your head side to side. And then go ahead and come down with your knees. Take your hands, keep them backwards, and go into a little rabbit. Don't put too much weight on your head. Keep your weight mostly on your knees. Take deep breaths. And roll it down slowly back to Thunderbolt. Finding a nice neutral spine that feels really centered and straight. And you feel like you're floating on your feet. Take a deep breath. I'm going to move my mat over again, but you don't have to. I'm just trying to find the right spot here. I'm going to lift up my left leg. First, I'm going to stretch the left hamstring. It would be your guys' right, or whichever one you didn't do last time. Take a deep breath. And lift that leg up in the back so that the heel is pointing to the ceiling. Your whole body's coming down. You're trying to keep those hips straight across. You're going to take the opposite arm out. Stretch between the fingers and the toes. And then take a deep breath and come in with the elbow to the knee 3 times. Breathing in and out. Heel to the ceiling. In and out. And in and out. Make sure you do 3 times. Take a moment. Take the arm down. Bring the leg around to the side. See if you can hold it sideways for a sec. And then put it down. And take your arm to the other side so you're in a rainbow. Stretching the side body up. Go ahead and take 3 deep breaths. Relax anything that doesn't need to be tense. And go ahead and slowly take your arm, pulling it up with the core muscles and coming over to the other side. Breathing in. Try to keep that back pretty straight, toaster slot body. Bring it back up. And keeping the arms straight, come all the way back over again. Lifting that leg up into half moon. Keep breathing, try to keep the neck fairly straight with the rest of your body and leg. And then you can come over with your arm, put your arms in front, bring your whole body around to half warrior 3. You can take that other arm up for a second if you want, or you can even try to do both arms. And then go ahead and come back to your knees. And go back to downward facing dog. 3 deep breaths. Let's swing between downward facing dog and plank. So you're here.
Really?
Huh?
You have a little bit more relaxing music. It's kind of. Thank you.
The energy, yeah, it's the energy part of. It's actually Gandharva Veda, so it does really move energy.
Yeah. Thank you.
No problem. You can always tell me that, guys, if you want. Okay, so you're here. Your arms are underneath your shoulders, and you're in plank, and you're going to take 3 deep breaths. And then you're going to swing back into downward facing dog. Take a breath. And come forward to plank. Take a breath. And now we're going to go from downward facing dog to up dog. So be careful with your back though. If you have trouble with your back, don't go all the way. That hurts it. I have to make sure my wrists are protected. So you're here, you're breathing. And you're back. Keep those toes down. Get ready, we're gonna go back to plank. Lift the heel in the back. Put it down. Lift the other heel. And take the next leg, bring the knee to the elbow, and then come back, swing back into three-legged dog. And swing that knee back to your nose, and swing back to three-legged dog. Keep breathing. One more time to the other elbow. Keep breathing. Swing it back to three-legged dog. Come down through chaturanga. And push it up to Sphinx for a second. And just move your head to the side and breathe. Other side. Feel your neck long. And we're gonna go to the other side now. So we're gonna go back to downward facing dog. From three-legged dog to those different, bringing your knee to your elbow and the center and the other elbow. So here we go, we're down. And we're breathing. We're gonna go backwards. Breathe and downward facing dog. Lift the other leg up than what you used last time. Breathe. And bring that knee to the elbow. And up and breathe. Knee to the nose. Up and breathe. Knee to the other elbow. Up and breathe. Let it down. Come to plank. Take a deep breath. Chaturanga down. And push up to cobra. And look to the right, breathe. Look to the left and breathe. Good job. Go ahead and take a moment with your pituitary gland and your forehead on the floor. Breathe. And let's lift our back leg for a second. We're just gonna lift one leg up and put it down. Keep breathing, other leg. Let's do that one more time. Push back to child's pose. Take 3 deep breaths. Let's come forward and move into 8-pointed bow for a second so that you have your boobs and your toes and your knees on the floor and your chin. Just take a deep breath. And come back to up dog. Take a deep breath. You're gonna go back to downward facing dog. Look forward between your hands. Bend your knees. Breathe. Jump or walk forward into forward fold. Go ahead and grab your elbows. Go side to side. Or front and back. Nod your head yes or no. Take your hands and put them underneath your feet for a second. Hadasana. You're on your hands. You're just giving your hands a little massage. With your feet, you can move your feet around a little bit. Unless this is a hard stretch for you, of course. Then. And let's remove our hands. Come up to flat back. And back down. Unlock the knees. Roll the spinal cord up slowly. And you're standing in Tadasana. Give yourself a deep breath. Take your arms up. Bring the hands back. Pulling the head back to looking up to the ceiling. Breathing through the front of your throat. And back down. Go ahead and jump or walk back. And let's go to plank. Take a deep breath. See if you can move to side plank by stacking your feet on top of each other and reaching up. If you need to put a foot down here or here, that's fine. If you want to bring your leg up to make it harder, you can do that too. Keep breathing and stretching your body. And then we're going to come back down to regular plank and come down through Chaturanga. Take a deep breath. Push up to Cobra for a second. And breathe. And push it back to downward facing dog. And come forward to plank. Take a deep breath. Feel a nice straight back. Move it over to stack your feet on top of each other or to do one foot down. Either one you want. Into side plank, reaching up to the sky. Breathe. If you want to make it harder, you can lift a leg up. You could even do a passe. You could do a lot of stuff there. You could do a whole upward leg there. Just keep breathing, keeping that hand right underneath that shoulder. Take that hand back down to plank. Take a deep breath. You're doing awesome. And come down through Chaturanga. Put your head, your forehead on the ground for a second. Take a deep breath. Put the head to the side and breathe. Put the head to the other side and breathe. Push back into child pose for just one breath. Link your arms together. And if you would like to do a headstand with me, you can. We're gonna do dolphin first though. And so if you don't wanna do a headstand, you can just stay in dolphin. So we're gonna push ourselves forward and come up into downward facing dog only with the elbows on the ground. Take a deep breath. Feel a nice straight spine. And then come forward into half plank for a second and breathe. And back to dolphin. You have to walk forward. Take a deep breath. See if you can walk forward even more. Now, if you'd like to, you can do headstand with me, or you can stay there. So headstand people, you can put your head completely locked into these arms and take one leg up first. keep those arms really tight around your head and try to keep your body from going backwards too much. You don't want to create too much of a hollow body there. You want your toes to go up to the ceiling, but not back that way. You want them to be using your core muscles the whole time. If you'd like to do the splits, you can. If you don't want to, that is totally fine. We're gonna meet back at dolphin. And once you're in dolphin, you can come back into half plank again for a second. Breathe. And come down. And relax for a sec. Go ahead and lift your leg up in the back for a second. Nice, straight, long, pointed leg. And lift the other leg. And let them relax for a second. Take a deep breath. And push your front, your top front body up off the ground and breathe. We're gonna come forward with our arms and swim. You can keep the feet down in the back. Keep breathing. One more swim. Feeling a nice, really lengthen that neck for a second on that swim. And then we're gonna come back down, take a deep breath. We just got applause. And push up into locust. Both arms and legs are off the ground now. So upper body is up, just the abs are on the ground. Keep those legs straight and pointed and long in the back. Keep breathing. And when you cannot do any more, put those hands down here and push back to child's pose. Take a deep breath. Let's stretch our bodies by taking our arms to one side. And then walking the arms around to the other side and breathing. If you don't breathe, you don't get oxygen to all your cells. So take it back to the center. Sit up slowly into Thunderbolt. Find that nice straight floating spine. Close the eyes and take a deep breath. Come on forward into your tabletop. Put the toes on the mat. Take a little hula for a sec. And a deep breath, come into downward facing dog again. Lift up one leg in the back. Stack the hips on top of each other and look underneath your arm. And bring it back around to the middle, straighten that leg, point the toe. And bring it forward into a lunge. Check my time. You're in a runner's lunge. Let's put the knee down in the back and come down into a half split monkey pose. Good neck. And come on down into a low lunge with that knee down and back again to the half split. Take a few times, keep breathing. You can go slow if you want or fast, it's up to you. Make sure to get your neck stretched too at the same time. Your shoulders, everything. And let's find a pigeon. So let's take 1 foot, half pigeon, excuse me. Take 1 foot to one arm, and then knee to the other arm. See if you can center the hips up over it. Stretch backwards, look up at the ceiling, and take a deep breath through the front of your throat. Jaya breath. And stretch on over the front leg. You can come up slowly if you want to and take the back leg up to your mermaid if you'd like. You don't have to. This is the easy one for me to do, is with the front arm up and just holding onto that back foot. If you want to try to get it into the crook of your armpit, you can do that. Sarah can do that. This is not an easy one for me. Stay over your hips. Breathe. Keep the shoulders down. Smile at the ceiling. And go ahead and let it down slowly. We are going to go back to a lunge and see if we can put a pillow underneath you for a nice little supported splits if you can. I'm gonna change my music so it's a little bit better hopefully. Okay, so see if you can find your supported splits. You don't have to do this. You can do a lot of different other things. You can stay in a lunge, or you can try for the whole splits if you want. Take a little stretch backwards, breathe, and a little stretch forwards. Keep breathing. See if you can make your way back up when you're ready. And kind of move yourself out. You can bend both knees in order to get out of that one. And we will go back to, let's find a puppy pose for a second. You're right over your knees and your, see if you guys can see me or not. Okay, good. Here. over your knees, but your front is stretching forward. And then you're gonna come back up to tabletop, take a deep breath. And we're just gonna stretch one arm up to the ceiling. Put it through, thread it through. Take the other arm back into a little bind and breathe. If you'd like to take your leg back, your same arm as leg, you can do that. You don't have to. You could do it and you'd be putting more weight on your shoulder, but you just play with it. Keep breathing. We're gonna unravel our back arm and then unravel our bottom arm slowly, coming back up to the stretch to the ceiling and breathing. And then putting that arm down into your tabletop. So one more puppy pose stretch for a second. Coming back up to tabletop, go ahead and breathe in and take the other arm up to the ceiling. Lace it through underneath your other arm. Put all the weight on the shoulder, take your other arm around. Keep breathing. See if you want to, you don't have to you can take the same leg as arm back into a hamstring stretch. Or you can take it up even to put more weight on that shoulder. Get a little leg action at the same time as your arm action. Or you can bring it back. Just relax. Take a deep breath and unravel your top arm. And slowly unravel the bottom arm, coming up to the ceiling again. And down to your tabletop. Do one cat and cow. And then push back into downward facing dog. Get a nice good stretch in your back. Lift the opposite leg up than the one that was there before. And then move the hips towards the wall. Bend that knee, point the toe, look underneath your arms for a second, breathe. Slowly moving the body back to face the ground, straightening that leg back to three-legged dog. Bring the leg through for a lunge, runner's lunge. Put the knee down in the back and stretch back into monkey or half splits. Stretch to the neck and the upper body as well. Long, slow, deep breaths. Go ahead and move forward and backward, either slowly or fast, however you want. To low lunge and back to half splits. Find a nice stretch in the upper body. Looking up, we're gonna bring the foot to one hand and the knee to the other hand, getting into half pigeon. So your hips are facing downwards. You're gonna look up and stretch up towards the ceiling and breathe. And then you should be in a good pigeon. You're gonna go forward and stretch over in your pigeon. 3 deep breaths. Relax as much as you can. You're going to slowly start to make your way back out of your pigeon when you're ready. If you want to stay down there a little bit more, it's okay. And then we are going to find, by coming out of that, we're going to find your bolstered, supported splits. And if you'd like to be all performance-wise, you can put your hands up to the ceiling for a second. But if you don't want to do that, that's okay too. You can stretch backwards, look at the ceiling, take a deep breath through the front of your throat. Ujjayi breath, and then go forward over your leg. When you are ready, you can slowly get yourself out of the splits by bending your knees slowly. Taking your bolster out. And finding your feet on the mat. Go ahead and get some life into the bottom of your feet. That's where all of the nerve endings of your entire body are in your feet. Put your hands back behind your hips and come up into reverse tabletop. Breathe. Try to relax the neck without letting it go all the way back. If you need to do that for a second, that's okay. And then we're going to swing down into the sitting position and back up to tabletop a few times, breathing in and breathing out. You can flex those feet. You guys are getting good at your Tibetan rites from being in my class. And one more time, we're going to land in tabletop, reverse tabletop for a second. And then we're going to take one leg down and straighten it into navel gazing pose. Trying to put your soles of your feet on the floor. Pulling yourself totally up to straight, arms looking at your navel. Breathing, or you can look up the ceiling or forward. Keep breathing. And see if you can lift one leg for a sec. And the other leg, I always have to rotate my feet to do this, but you shouldn't have to. It's because of my belly turn up. Go ahead and come forward. Take a deep breath. Go ahead and stretch forward for a second. Let's come forward onto our toes and do our little Achilles stretch. This is especially for Michelle since she's here. So trying to get your heels to the ground, but without, straining your Achilles. Just relax your front body over the knees. 3 deep breaths. And looking back up, we're going to take our arms underneath our, I almost fell. Underneath your knees, you're going to roll back, rock and roll. Keep breathing. Make sure you get a good massage because most of us can't get a massage right now. This is as close as we're going to get. When you get back to your back, after you've done a few of those, let's go side to side. Go ahead and clasp over the front of the knees and move the head first in order to make movement side to side. If you're like me, this feels really awesome. It integrates both sides of your brain. And then land with your feet up in tranquility pose for a sec. Take a deep breath. You can roll your ankles if you want. And we are gonna find a plow. So come back slowly. Make sure to support your lower back if you need to. Keeping those legs straight, or if you really need to, you can bend them. You can support your hands here or here. You guys know how to do plow. I'll let you do it. Try to keep breathing even though it's constricted. And then if you'd like to, you can take one leg up into shoulder stand. Now be careful. And if you need bolsters or anything else, you can do that with this, but we're doing a really short shoulder stand here. So try to point those feet up to the ceiling and breathe. Tighten the buttocks. And then slowly roll the spinal cord down until you can put both knees on either side of your head bent. So bend your knees. So you're in like a halfway stretch here. And then let it roll down real slowly. Should feel a nice stretch in your lower back now. Be really careful though if you're Michelle and you have lower back issues. Take your feet up to the ceiling, hold onto your toes, and rock back and forth a little bit in Happy Baby. And let both legs go to one side. And let the arms stretch on the floor, looking to the other side. If you want, you can bend the knees and then take one foot over the other knee to create a real nice twist stretch. Twist however you want to on the floor there. Deep breaths. And slowly unravel your twist. Take the legs, both of them, out straight again if you want. And then take the top leg up. Bring the legs up into the splits for a brief moment, the side splits. We haven't done that one yet today. And then letting them go to the other side. So that you've got both legs straight to the side for a sec. And now you're gonna twist looking to the other side. And if you want to make it harder, you can go ahead and bend your knees. Put the one foot over the other knee and twist that way. Try to get that other shoulder down to the ground, but keep breathing and relaxing. Ooh, this is good for my spinal cord. You're going to slowly straighten those legs back out into a straight leg stretch. And then lift them back up. You're in tranquility for a second. You're going to lift your head up to your toes for a second, reaching up to your toes. Keep that head up, engaging the abs. We're gonna come forward slowly, bringing the legs down and coming up into boat pose. Good job, you guys. I can't see all of you, but I know you're doing it. And you're reaching forward, you're looking up, your back spine is straight, and you're breathing. And you're gonna go ahead and straighten your legs up for a second into a V boat. V for victory. We are victorious for having done yoga today. And come on down to a low boat. Hollow body, half boat, breathe. Keep it going. And take a deep breath. And relax it. Good job, you guys. Stretch your arms up over your head. And I'm going to do, okay. I was so worried for a second that I had been mute the whole time, but actually just an illusion. Okay, so I'm going to turn off my light and lead you in a very short Shavasana. Anybody who wants to stay in Shavasana for longer can totally do that. I just like to get you moving as much as I can in my class, and I figure since it's Zoom, you can always just stay there longer if you want. So everybody take a deep breath and stay on your back. See if you can tense up all the muscles in your face. Take a deep breath and see if you can hold that tension and the breath for a second. And then slowly, slowly let the tension and the breath out. Now see if you can tense up all the muscles in your stomach, in your abdominal torso region. Take a deep breath. Hold it. And slowly let the tension and the breath out. Let all your stress go into your floor. See how still you can be. And we're going to do 2 more sets of progressive relaxation for people who want to. If you don't want to, you can just stay there nice and peaceful. We're going to tense up all the muscles in our arms and chest and shoulders, and take a deep breath and hold it. And then let that tension and breath out slowly. And relax into the floor. And take a deep breath and tense up all the muscles in your legs, butt, feet. And hold it. And let it out slowly. And then scan your body. See, how does your body feel now? Take a deep breath and see how slowly you can let it out. stretch your arms and legs away from each other. See if you can stretch them towards the right, so your fingers and toes are kind of going slightly to the right. And then stretch them to the left. And rolling over onto the left side for resting and digesting. Take a breath in the fetal pose. See if you can relax more here. And push up slowly to sitting for those who want to come out. If you want to keep lying there, that's super awesome actually. Taking a deep breath with our eyes closed. And bowing namaste to you for doing yoga with me. And to God, to my teacher, my higher self, the divine, that which is bigger than us. Great Spirit. I could keep going, but I think that's one of my good things I do is go on and on about different names for your higher self. But it is 6:50, so I'm going to turn my light back on. You guys can stay where you are if you want to. And I'm going to let you guys go. And if you are going back to your night, I hope you have awesome dinner or whatever you're doing now.
Thank you.
Love you guys. Thank you so much for doing yoga with me.
Bye. Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you. See you Saturday, I think.
Yeah, hopefully.